Boy, the wind has been blowing about 20, maybe gusting higher than that. It's supposed to be cold tomorrow morning, 34, 35. I hope the wind's not blowing. We're about ready for 10. We gotta get we've got her flashing. Got to figure out a little bit more about that flashing up there. We got a piece of drip cap instead of what I should have done with it. We got to secure that bond board in there better too. Cement's curing nicely. Double laminated beam. Slightly under 24-inch center. We've got our 10, picked up our 10 from Georgia Metal. 10-foot 10, we're going to have to cut all 3 feet wide, so it's 7 pieces. We're going to have one long cut to have to do. We're going to do 45s. We've still got to get this center post in. We'll be doing 45 braces on all 3 of these. We may come back over here and do 45s on this one. I've got some structural screws and bolts. See how this pressure treat will twist and pull these nails loose? I don't even know if bolts are going to pull that up enough or not, but it'll keep it from coming out anymore. Pressure treat will twist and turn into spaghetti. Okay, I see. I think that may be about everything. Seemed like there was something else I was going to go over. Video is short. I'll add that other video from yesterday, just the porch part, and then I'll add something that has nothing to do with it on this to get the length up a little bit. Okay, we're getting started on the 10 this morning. Galvalume, 10 foot by 3 foot from Georgia Metals. So far we have screwed everything. We hadn't used nail 1 on this. We've been using 3.5 inch nails. All of it is screwed. We've got the screws for the decking. Using a metal saw blade on the saw. I have always cut these with just a regular 7 1/4 carbide tip. Some people tell me to turn the blade around backwards, but I've also been told that knocks the carbide tips off. But no more than I've done. I've just used an old saw blade and just like it came, and cut that over there on that one. But we got 7 of these to put up. That's 18 feet. We're going to have, we don't need but about 6 inches for the 18, but we had to get at 3 feet. We had to get the 21. There weren't any 2 foot, 10 foot pieces. They had to go 12 foot. Then they had to cut it. They could have ordered some, but this will have it done. And we're recording this with the Samsung S22 Ultra. What I did with the others, that S22 Ultra too, I just had a question whether I use the Google 9 Pixel Pro, 9 Pro, Google 9, whatever this thing is. But no, this is with the S22 Ultra. Okay, we've got 2 of them on, about to cut the 3rd one. These screws are 1/4 inch, 1.5 long, and you've got to be careful not to run them down too tight and squeeze that little neoprene grommet. squeeze that little neoprene grommet out. It's messed up from the start. And from all the metal roofs I was on when I was doing insurance adjusting, these little neoprene washers wear out between 12 and 15 years old. And you got to re-screw the things again. And a lot of times, if they have screwed them down too far to start with, and you may have to anyway, have to go back with a larger screw. Now with that metal blade on there, that makes a good cut. When I've usually cut these things with an old carbide tip blade, and this doesn't produce near as many sparks going crazy either. That makes a much better cut. What's that? 7-inch metal blade on that 7 1/4 Makita saw. No, and I'm not the one that cut that cord. That's not my saw.
Well, you can't see the name, can't see the blade now, and then wore it off too much.
Yeah, my saw is 30 years old. My cord's still not cut, or not cut yet. Maybe the cut next time I get it out, but it's not cut yet. Okay, it's turned out real good. 1710 3/4 on the beam. 6 pieces of 3'10" work out with that profile, that rib sticking over, exactly the same on each end. Take 6 pieces, go 17, 10 3/4 instead of going a full 18. We still got to get the angle braces, the hurricane ties, straps, and the joist hangers. We got to caulk that up there at the top. I'm going to try to work some flat roll flashing up underneath that piece of siding, that top piece of siding, and let it lay down on top of that L flashing. But we are going to caulk that L flashing too. I'm not sure. At the worst case scenario, we can run a piece of flashing up underneath that other piece of lap siding and caulk it. It'll be double caulked. If we can't get anything up underneath that siding, we'll at least be able to get a piece of flashing underneath that piece of siding, or up next to it underneath it, and then caulk it too. So it'll be dry. It will not leak. When we had this roof installed, I installed it as per 50-year limited warranty. 4 nails of shingle. I mean 6 nails of shingle, not 4. 2 on each end, 1 in the middle on each one. And we used the special ridge shingles to cover the ridges, and then also use the starter strip instead of a shingle for starter strip, and drip edge on this roof. And we did it, what, 10 years ago now? 8, 9 years ago? 8, whatever it was. Okay, we got this 3rd post in. We hung it, suspended it, and then poured concrete about 6 inches underneath it, all around it. And so it's being supported up here, and the concrete will cure there. These other 2 are curing. I like to leave these braces on for a while. And we still got braces, 45 angle braces. We've got the structural screws, bolts. We just put a little bit of stuff in. Hangers. Still got a good bit to do. Good bit to do yet. But I think it's looking good. If you're messing with this tin, be careful. That tin will cut you in a flash. You cut your finger slap off. Yeah, I got to get up there and mess with that flashing more too. At least caulk that up there, but I'm going to try to work maybe some 6-inch flashing underneath that siding without tearing it up. I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to try to, and then that 6-inch flashing would hang down on top of that L flashing and make sure that there can't be any water get in there. I don't think it'll leak now, but anyway. Okay, let's hit the road until Monday.